Halloween 9. So many people hate Resurrection. And why do they hate Resurrection? Have they ever sat down and watched Resurrection? Really watched it? Or are they just so busy listening to what other people tell them? Sometimes you can come into a movie or a situation with predetermined feelings. You've decided that you're already gonna hate Resurrection because everybody else does, because it's the popular thing to do. So many people love H2O. Why? Because Jamie Lee Curtis tells you to love it. That's why. Because she just took it upon herself to kill Michael Myers, because she decided that it was time for him to die. And that's the one thing I really don't understand about her or her fan base. What gives her the right to decide to kill Michael Myers? I don't understand that. If she doesn't like the Halloween movies, just don't play in another one. I go against the grain, and I don't care who likes me. Because let me tell you something, I would rather be hated for who I am than to be loved for who I'm not. Let me get to Halloween 9. The only way I think we could have Halloween 9 now is if we totally forget about Resurrection. And that's not because it was a bad movie, but I say we should forget about Resurrection because too much time has passed. It's been too long. The only way to get another movie is if we forget about Busta Rhymes, if we forget about Bianca Kylick and everybody else that goes along with it. If we're gonna do another Halloween movie, we have to focus on somebody from H2O. You can mention Resurrection, but you can't have anybody in there from Resurrection because they're all too old now. You got old people from the other Halloween, like H2O, but that's different because they were already a part of it. The people from Resurrection were just thrown into the Halloween story. You have to get somebody like Josh Hartnett to be in it, or maybe Michelle Williams. She played Molly Cartwell in H2O. That's the only way we're going to get a Halloween 9. Other than that, we're not going to get one because too much time has passed. Obviously, you have to get somebody else to play Michael Myers because I think Brad Loree is too old to play him by now. So you have to get somebody else to play Michael. I'm going to see how old Brad is. It says here that Brad Loree is 54 years old. This guy is pushing 60. So, I mean, I guess he could still do it if he wanted to do it. He would just have to be really careful so he doesn't hurt himself. And that's not me being rude towards older people. It's just that I know that when you get older, things are harder for you. So if he wants to play Michael, he just has to be really careful, you know, with the way that he does it, because he's almost 60 years old. Jerry the King Lawler was in his 60s when he had a heart attack during a wrestling match in 2012. So this guy would have to be really careful. But anyway, as I was saying, I think the only way we're going to get Halloween 9 is if we go back to the original, but we have to get somebody from the other movies, from 1 through 7. Anybody that's alive, we have to get them. Because it's not going to work to get somebody from Resurrection. It just wouldn't make sense. Why would he go after Sarah after all this time? I thought about that because in my original pitch for Halloween 9, Sarah was supposed to be a psychiatrist, but that was only if it was going to be based in 2004. But since they didn't, and it's 2015, the best thing to do would be to forget about Resurrection You can mention it, but just don't dwell too much on it. Your best bet would be to bring in Josh Hartnett, like I said, since Josh Hartnett is one of his family members. That's the only thing you can really do. Or you can get somebody to play Steven from part 6. Other than that, you can't really make one. I'm not one of those people that hate Resurrection. I love it. I think it's a good movie. So you could say something like Sarah moved away or something like that. And then he goes back after John Tate, or he goes back after Tommy Doyle or something like that. And that's basically all I have to say about it. I approve this message.